All right, so the Eagles lose to the Raiders in a game that was very similar to that Buccaneers game I went to last week. It was nearly a carbon copy. Once again, the Eagles, they're trailing by a significant margin late in the game. Last week we were down 28-7. Today we were down 33-7. And then in garbage time, when the game is effectively over, when the game is sealed away, when the game is out of hand, the Eagles, they start to fight back. They start to score. They show some resistance. They try to make things look respectable. The final score does not do this game any justice at all. It doesn't. We got destroyed today. We got dominated. We got our butts kicked. We got embarrassed. That score, we lost by 11, but it really wasn't that close. It was not that close at all. I can personally attest to that from watching this game, from being there to see it. It was not that close. The Eagles, we got outright dominated today. All right, Jalen Hurts, I thought he played better than he did last week, although that's not really saying much because last week I thought he was really bad. That might have been the worst performance of the season, even worse than that Dallas game. I thought he was better today, but we're still seeing some of the same issues. He missing receivers. He overthrows receivers. And then he was hanging on to the ball a lot today, it seemed like. It seemed like that hasn't really been as big as some of the other issues, but I noticed that a lot today, that he was hanging on to the ball too long at certain points. I will say this, though. I don't think the offensive line did him any favors. This offensive line, it didn't look good today. I really didn't think the Raiders' pass rush was that good. The Raiders, they really aren't a team known for getting to the quarterback. I really did not think that the Raiders' pass rush was that good. But they proved me wrong today. Like Hurts, he was running for his life. The offensive line, our offensive line didn't do that great today. They weren't that great today. They were giving up a lot of pressure. Hurts, he had to run a lot. The offensive line, they didn't do him any favors. And Nick Sirianni, again. I got to criticize Nick Sirianni again. All right, so it's not going to be about running the ball. Okay, Miles Sanders got injured. That really sucks. I didn't expect us to run the ball well after that anyway, because if you're not running the ball well enough with Sanders, then you're probably not going to run the ball enough when he's injured. So that is what it is. But the things I want to talk about, this man, okay, so on a fourth, what play was it? It was like a third down, I believe. The Raiders, they get called for a penalty, a holding penalty, and instead of declining that penalty and just making the Raiders punt, Nick Sirianni accepts it. He accepts the penalty. So he accepts the penalty. The Raiders get another crack at it. Derek Carr, he goes long, and then he converts it and sets the Raiders up at our 14-yard line. Why would you accept that penalty? Just decline it and make them punt. What was that? What was that? Okay, and then he starts at halftime. He decides to try an onside kick. What the heck? This isn't freaking 2000 Andy Reid against the Dallas Cowboys pickle juice game. Although that game, he did an onside kick at the beginning. This game, we were doing an onside kick at halftime. But you get what I'm saying. This ain't no Andy Reid shenanigans. Why would you do that? I'm walking back after getting some food because it was halftime. I'm walking into my seat. And then I see this really good field position for the Raiders. And I'm like, why is their field position as good? And then I find out we did an onside kick to start the half. What was that? What was that, Nick Sirianni? What? And then, like, later in the game, like in the fourth quarter, this is basically when we're basically out of this game. We were trying to rally, but the game was over for all intents and purposes. Let's keep it real. And it's the fourth quarter. And Nick Sirianni burns a timeout with like 7 minutes left in the game. Why? I mean, I know we were probably going to lose already at that point, but he decides to burn a timeout with 7 minutes left in the game. Why? A lot of boneheaded decisions by Nick Sirianni today. A lot of boneheaded decisions. And once again, like last week, another similarity to last week's game, we did not get enough pressure. Derek Carr, he had all this time to throw, just like Tom Brady last week. We didn't get to him. We did not get to Derek Carr today. I was really hoping that we would get some pressure like we did against Sam Darnold in Carolina 2 weeks ago. We did not do that. He had a lot of time to throw. Hunter Renfrow was killing us. Josh Jacobs was killing us, although I think he left with an injury. Isn't that crazy? Miles Sanders and Josh Jacobs, they both get hurt. Both starting running backs go down with injuries. Yikes, this was a painful game. Painful on the field and painful for us fans to watch. Us Eagles fans, at least. You Raiders fans, you guys had a fun time watching that, I'm sure. We're 2-5 now. Really sucks. It really sucks. We're 3 games below 500. The Cowboys are 5-1. The Washington lost today. That's cool. But then the Giants won. The Giants won again. They beat the Panthers by a crazy lopsided margin. I was not expecting that at all. I knew the Panthers were frauds, but to get beat like that against the Giants, to get destroyed by the Giants like that, like, why? What? So we're in a 3-way tie for second place in the division, 2-5. Washington 2-5. The Giants are 2-5. The Cowboys are 5-1. That is so painful. That is so painful. Not only are the Eagles stinking up the joint, but the Cowboys are 5-1. I'm sure they're going to blow it in the playoffs, but I hate seeing that team succeed. I hate seeing them do well. Man, next week we got the Lions, a team that we've struggled with, a team that we haven't beaten since 2013, the Blizzard Bowl. I can only imagine the memes. I can only imagine how bad this next week is going to be if we lose to the winless Lions, the 0-7 Lions. If we lose to the Lions, oh my God, I can't even begin to imagine what's going to happen to this team if we lose to the Lions. I really can't. I can't imagine. We got to win this game next week. A lot of people want to tank after this game. I can see why. I personally can't agree with tanking. I'm not that kind of fan. I want to win. I never want to lose games on purpose. I don't care about draft picks. I was mad when we tanked that game last year, the final game against Washington. One of the most unpopular stances I've ever had. I criticized us for tanking that game. I know it got us Devontae Smith, but I don't care. It was embarrassing. We tanked. We threw a winnable game away to a team that has no name. A team that doesn't even have a real name. We tanked a winnable game to the Washington football team. I didn't agree with that. I know I'm in the minority there. I got a lot of hate for that in some of these groups, but I stand by it. I'm not a tanking guy. So we're 2-5, and I really might have been extremely wrong about this coach. I was thinking that Nick Sirianni was going to be possibly a Coach of the Year candidate. I was really impressed with him after week 1. And then it's just been basically all downhill from there. Boneheaded decisions, not running the ball enough. I miss Doug Peterson. I'm going to be honest. I really do miss Doug Peterson. It doesn't look good. And I have a bet going on with a certain Cowboy fan that we were going to win at least 10 games this year. Because we're 2-5 now, we could only lose 2 more games for me to win this bet. We can only lose 2 more games. We literally have to win 8 games. We have to go 8 wins from here for me to win this bet. And it's not looking good. It's not looking good right now. I may be out of $100. And I have another bet with another Cowboy fan about Miles Sanders having more rushing yards than Zeke. It's looking like I'm going to lose that bet too, although that one was $50. And I have to blame Nick Sirianni for that because you're not utilizing Miles Sanders correctly. You don't run the ball. He gets injured today. That's not really your fault, but I'm still mad at you though because you keep ignoring him every week, and that's costing me this bet. I'm going to lose $50 because of you, man. Just please beat the Lions, please. Please don't lose to the Lions. If we lose to an 0-7 team, that people are going to be just wearing bags at that point. Very painful. I still had a fun time on this trip. I don't regret going to this trip. I came here to Las Vegas all the way from Philly by train. It took me 3 days. I took 3 trains to get here, and I would do it again too. I don't care about the outcome of this game. I would do it again. I would. I had fun in Vegas. I was at a tailgate dancing my butt off. I'm going to feel that tomorrow. And I had a good time, but this game was very ugly. I'm embarrassed once again. It kind of reminds me of that loss after Dallas where I was really embarrassed. I'm embarrassed yet again, but I refuse to hide. I will never hide. I will never cower after a loss because that's not who Esri Rozier is. This guy, he doesn't hide when his team is struggling. He doesn't come out the woodworks when we're doing well. I'm here for everything. I'll be here for 4-11-1. I'll be here for whatever the record at the end of this season is. I'm not going to hide. So take care. Go Birds. Even though I'm kind of sad right now. I feel dead inside.